What if I told you there's a crop growing right now that can put $85,000 in your pocket from just half an acre of land? And no, it's not what you're thinking. Most farmers walk right past it without even knowing they're standing next to a gold mine. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, and more importantly, how to turn it into serious money. Stick around because number 4 on this list is so ridiculously profitable, even I had to double-check the numbers. Hey there, garden family. Welcome back to Timeless Gardens, where we turn dirt into dollars without emptying your wallet. If you're new here, you've just stepped into the space where ordinary people are building extraordinary income from their backyards. And to my returning viewers, welcome back. You know we don't do fluff here, just real strategies that actually work. Now before we dig in, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on these money-making secrets. And if you're serious about transforming your garden into a profit machine, drop a comment below telling me which crop you're most excited to try. Trust me, engagement in this community opens doors you didn't even know existed. Alright, let's get into it. So here's the deal. We're not talking about your typical tomatoes and lettuce here. Sure, those are great, but we're diving into crops that most people overlook, crops that have millionaire farmers keeping quiet because they don't want the competition. These are high-value, high-demand plants that restaurants, health enthusiasts, and specialty markets are literally begging for. And the best part? Most of them are easier to grow than you think. By the time we're done today, you'll have 6 solid options that can turn a small plot of land into a legitimate income stream. Whether you've got a quarter acre or a full farm, there's something here for you. So let's jump right into number 1. Crop number 1, microgreens. First up, we have microgreens. Now, I know what you're thinking, aren't those just baby plants? Yes, but here's what makes them absolute gold. These little greens are harvested in 7 to 14 days. You heard that right. While your neighbor is waiting 3 months for his cucumbers, you're already selling your second or third batch of microgreens. Here's why this matters. Restaurants and health-conscious consumers pay anywhere from $25 to $50 per pound for fresh microgreens. And because they grow so fast, you can have multiple harvests per month. Let's do some quick math. A 10 by 20 foot growing area can produce about 20 pounds of microgreens per week. That's $500 to $1,000 weekly from a space smaller than most people's living rooms. The setup is simple. You need some shallow trays, organic soil, seeds, and basic grow lights if you're doing this indoors. Popular varieties like sunflower shoots, pea shoots, and radish microgreens practically grow themselves. The profit margin here is insane because your input costs are minimal. Seeds are cheap, water is cheap, and the turnaround time means your money isn't tied up for months. Now here's the insider tip most people miss. Partner with local upscale restaurants before you even plant. I'm talking about those farm-to-table spots, the trendy brunch places, the health-focused cafes. They need consistent, reliable suppliers, and most are paying premium prices for quality. Once you lock in 2 or 3 steady clients, you've got predictable income rolling in every single week. Crop number 2, gourmet mushrooms. Number 2 is gourmet mushrooms, and this is where things get really interesting. We're not talking about basic button mushrooms you see at every grocery store. We're talking oyster mushrooms, shiitake, lion's mane, and reishi. These specialty varieties sell for $12 to $20 per pound wholesale, and sometimes double that at farmers markets. Here's what makes mushrooms a game changer. They don't need soil, and they don't need sunlight. You can grow them in a basement, a shed, or even a closet. They grow on substrate, which is basically agricultural waste like straw, sawdust, or coffee grounds. Things people literally throw away. You're turning trash into cash. Mushrooms fruit multiple times from the same substrate, meaning one initial investment gives you several harvests. And the growing cycle? About 6 to 8 weeks from inoculation to harvest. The startup can be as simple as buying pre-inoculated mushroom bags online for about $20 each. Each bag can produce 3 to 5 pounds of mushrooms. But here's where the money really multiplies. Value-added products. Dried mushrooms, mushroom powder, mushroom tinctures for health supplements. Lion's mane alone is flying off shelves because of its brain-boosting properties. People are paying $30 for a small jar of lion's mane powder. You're not just selling food anymore, you're selling wellness. And that market is exploding right now. The beauty of mushrooms is the scalability. Start with 10 bags in your garage. Once you see the profit, expand to 100 bags. Then 500. Some mushroom farmers are pulling in $100,000 annually from operations that started in their spare bedroom. Quick pause. If you're getting value from this video so far, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with more people who need it. And hey, drop a comment right now telling me which crop you're leaning toward. I read every single comment, and I love seeing this community grow together. Alright, back to the money makers. Crop number 3, saffron. Number 3 is saffron, and this is where we enter serious money territory. Saffron is the most expensive spice on the planet, selling for $500 to $5,000 per pound. Yes, you heard that correctly. $5,000 for 1 pound. Now, before you think this is too exotic, hear me out. Saffron comes from the crocus flower, specifically the stigmas inside the flower. Each flower produces 3 tiny threads of saffron. The reason it's so expensive is because it's labor-intensive to harvest. But that's exactly why small-scale farmers can dominate this market. You don't need acres of land. A quarter acre can produce around 2 to 4 pounds of dried saffron annually. Even at the lower market price of $500 per pound, that's $1,000 to $2,000 from a tiny plot. But sell directly to chefs, spice shops, or online. You're looking at $2,000 to $8,000 from that same quarter acre. The corms, which are the bulbs you plant, cost about $1 each. They multiply naturally, so your initial investment keeps growing. Plant them once, and they'll produce for 5 to 7 years. The flowers bloom in fall, you harvest the stigmas, dry them carefully, and you've got a product that stores indefinitely and never loses value. Here's the move. Market this as locally grown, hand-harvested saffron. People will pay premium prices for authentic, traceable product. The imported stuff? They have no idea where it really came from or how old it is. You're offering freshness and quality they can't get anywhere else. This isn't just farming, this is artisan agriculture. Crop number 4, ginseng. Crop number 4 is ginseng, and this is the one I mentioned at the start. This is the crop that can genuinely create millionaires. Wild simulated ginseng roots sell for $300 to $600 per pound, and in some cases, individual mature roots have sold for thousands of dollars. Now, here's the catch. Ginseng is a long game. It takes 5 to 7 years to reach maturity. But listen to this. Once established, a half-acre plot can produce 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of roots over time. We're talking potential revenue of $600,000 to $1.8 million from half an acre. Even if you harvest conservatively and hit the lower end, you're still looking at life-changing money. The setup requires patience but not constant work. You plant the seeds in a wooded area with natural shade, mimicking wild conditions. Then you mostly leave it alone. Nature does the heavy lifting. You're not watering daily, not fertilizing constantly. Just protecting your crop from poachers because yes, ginseng theft is a real thing when roots are worth that much. The key is starting now. Even if you don't harvest for 7 years, think about where you'll be in 7 years anyway. Wouldn't you rather be sitting on a $250,000 crop? Many ginseng farmers plant in phases. They start one section now, another section next year, so eventually they have harvestable roots coming in every year. It's like building a retirement fund that grows in the dirt. And here's something most people don't know. You can harvest and sell the seeds while you're waiting for roots to mature. Ginseng seeds sell for $50 to $150 per pound to other growers. Your crop is making you money before you ever dig up a single root. Crop number 5, lavender. Number 5 is lavender, and this is the crop that gives you multiple income streams from one plant. Lavender is the Swiss Army knife of profitable farming. You've got fresh cut flowers selling to florists and weddings. You've got dried bundles for home decor. You've got essential oils. Lavender sachets, soaps, candles, culinary lavender for baking. This plant prints money in about 7 different ways. A mature lavender plant produces about 1 pound of flowers per year. 1 acre can hold around 1,200 plants. Fresh lavender sells for $6 to $13 per bundle. But here's where it gets better. Dried lavender bundles? $10 to $20 each. Lavender essential oil? $20 to $40 per ounce. Some farmers are pulling $30,000 to $50,000 per acre once their plants mature. The startup is straightforward. Lavender loves poor soil and doesn't need much water, which means lower maintenance costs. Plant it once, and it produces for 10 to 15 years. You're building an asset that keeps generating income with minimal ongoing investment. Here's the strategy. Sell the fresh flowers during peak season to florists and at farmers markets. Dry the rest and create value-added products over the winter. Lavender sachets cost you maybe 50 cents to make and sell for $5 to $8. That's a 1,000% markup. Get creative with branding and packaging, and suddenly you're not just a farmer anymore, you're a lavender lifestyle brand. Agritourism is another angle. You pick lavender farms are wildly popular. People pay admission fees just to walk through fields and cut their own bundles. Some farms charge $20 to $40 per person for the experience. You're getting paid for people to harvest your crop for you. Think about that for a second. Crop number 6, garlic. And finally, number 6 is garlic. Now stick with me because I know garlic sounds way too ordinary. But specialty garlic varieties are where the magic happens. Hardneck garlic, elephant garlic, purple stripe varieties. These aren't your grocery store bulbs. These are gourmet varieties that chefs and home cooks actively seek out. Specialty garlic sells for $8 to $20 per pound, sometimes higher for rare varieties. Compare that to $2 per pound for commercial garlic. You can plant about 40,000 cloves per acre. Each clove produces a full bulb. Even with conservative yields, you're looking at $15,000 to $40,000 per acre. The best part? Garlic is ridiculously easy to grow. Plant in fall, ignore it all winter, harvest in summer. It practically takes care of itself. Minimal pest issues, low water needs once established, and it actually improves your soil for future crops. Here's the insider move. Sell seed garlic to other growers. Farmers are always looking for quality seed stock, and they'll pay $12 to $30 per pound for certified seed garlic. That's double what you'd get selling for consumption. Keep your best bulbs for seed stock, and you've instantly doubled your profit on that portion of your harvest. Garlic also stores incredibly well. You can harvest in July and sell through the following spring. No rush to move product. No spoilage anxiety. Just cure it properly, store it in a cool dry place, and sell throughout the year as demand peaks and supply from other farmers runs out. Late winter and spring? You're the only one with fresh garlic, and you can command premium prices. And let's not forget value-added products. Pickled garlic, garlic powder, black garlic. Black garlic alone sells for $20 to $50 per pound because of the fermentation process that creates that sweet, complex flavor. You're taking a $10 product and turning it into a $40 product with nothing more than time and controlled temperature. Alright, garden family, there you have it. 6 crops that are genuinely turning ordinary farmers into millionaires. From microgreens you can harvest in 2 weeks to ginseng that builds generational wealth, you've got options no matter your timeline or space. Now here's what I want you to do. Pick one. Just one. Don't try to do all 6 at once. Pick the one that matches your situation, your land, and your timeline. Then go all in on learning everything about that crop. Master it. Scale it. Then add another. If this video gave you clarity on your next move, show some love. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications because we're dropping actionable content like this every single week. Drop a comment telling me which crop you're starting with and why. I want to hear your plans, your questions, your success stories as they happen. And hey, if you're serious about this, check out the description below. I've linked some resources to get you started with each of these crops. Everything from seed suppliers to market research to packaging ideas. Remember, every millionaire farmer started with a single seed and the courage to plant it. Your garden isn't just dirt and plants. It's potential. It's possibility. It's your ticket to financial freedom if you're willing to do the work. Thanks for watching Timeless Gardens. I'll see you in the next one, where we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes new farmers make that cost them thousands. You don't want to miss that. Until then, keep growing, keep learning, and keep turning your garden into gold. Peace out, garden family.